Hello guys, this is 24 Pixels. Today I will be showing you some of the amazing video games that will be released this year. 2020 is shaping up to be a special year for video games. Here are 7 titles that you need to play this year once released. Nioh II. Team Ninja is taking another shot at the Soulsborne formula with Nioh II. The original proved to be a fantastic debut into the genre for the tenured action game developer. And with the sequel, Team Ninja is expanding the formula further. Nioh II takes place 50 plus years before the first game, which means you're no longer playing as foreign samurai William Adams. Instead, you'll create your own custom character to embark on a journey across Japan in the middle of the Sengoku era. But what makes your protagonist more intriguing than the last is the fact that they're the offspring of a human and a yakai, which gives you access to an array of supernatural attacks and abilities. Other notable features include the ability to traverse the yakai realm, 2 extra weapon classes, and up to 3-player cooperative play across new multiplayer modes. What Nioh II aims to add doesn't sound like it'll reinvent the wheel, but we're hoping the new focus on yakai powers will at least improve the shortcomings of the first game while elevating what made it so special. Releasing date will be this March 13, 2020. Doom Eternal. Just when you thought Doom couldn't get any more wild and vicious, ID Software shows up with Doom Eternal. The 2016 reboot caught many of us by surprise with its fast-paced and fluid combat scenarios and unapologetic attitude. So what could a new Doom do differently while maintaining its core conceit? It's the little things that matter. Having played preview demos of Doom Eternal, its new traversal mechanics almost immediately set it apart from the previous game. You'll be navigating hell and derelict space stations with new climbing abilities and hooks to latch onto and swing to distant platforms, which provides you more options in your combat approach than before. Enemies now have damage models for parts of their body, which adds another layer to firefights. This is all on top of the flow of chainsaw and glory kills to keep your ammo and health replenished in the midst of the chaos. Doom Eternal is also trying to do something new for multiplayer, with its asymmetrical modes. Battle mode pits players as demons to face off against one Doomslayer and incorporates MOBA elements, while Invasion lets players invade others' single-player campaign in certain instances. The developers at ID Software appear to be doing their darndest to separate Doom Eternal from 2016 while delivering what fans love most: ripping and tearing demons. Releasing date will be this March 20, 2020. Bleeding Edge. Have you desperately wanted a 4v4 competitive multiplayer melee character action game? If the answer to that question is no, then we totally understand. It's not a common thing, after all. One of the last high-profile attempts came from Platinum Games' Anarchy Reigns back in 2012, and that game failed to cultivate a large following. But flash forward to now, and we've got developer Ninja Theory's Bleeding Edge, which could finally make the niche dreams of character action game fans a reality. Bleeding Edge throws you onto a map and supplies you with a stylish arsenal of attacks and combos in which to wipe the floor with your friends. There are 12 characters to choose from, each armed with unique fighting styles. Early modes seem to focus on capturing objective points and beating the crap out of the enemy team, which looks like it could get old quickly. But if Bleeding Edge can capitalize on giving you the offensive tools for achieving that particular devil may cry like high, but in a competitive space, then it might prove a promising framework that could transform into something truly extraordinary. Releasing date will be this March 24, 2020. HalfLife Alex. By the time HalfLife Alex launches, it'll have been 13 years since we last had a game in the series. It's been a long time coming, and while it's not Half-Life 3, this upcoming VR exclusive seems to be capturing the spirit of the franchise while pushing the boundaries for VR. Half-Life Alex will tell a canonical story that takes place sometime before Episode 2, through the eyes of key character Alex Vance. Her father, Eli Vance, the genius scientist and Gordon Freeman's biggest ally, is at the center of the mystery. Judging from the trailer alone, there's a heightened level of interactivity with the environment, shown by how you scavenge for ammo and use your magnetic gravity gloves to do things like pull a grenade off a combine soldier to throw it back at them. VR also means puzzle elements can be more involved, which we caught snippets of. While it's a VR exclusive, anyone with a Steam VR headset, Oculus Rift, Oculus Quest via PC Link, HTC Vive, and Valve Index will be able to play it. It's exciting to know there's still more to Half-Life than memes and dreams of Half-Life 3. Releasing date will be this March 2020. Cyberpunk 2077. CD Projekt Red's follow-up to The Witcher 3 seems prepared to be just as huge and involved as the developer's beloved fantasy series, but potentially a lot grittier. We've slowly gotten more and more information about what to expect from Cyberpunk 2077, and what we've seen lately suggests a game that will be as similar to games such as Deus Ex, Thief, or Dishonored as it will be to CD Projekt's past RPGs. The most recent look at the game at E3 2019 put emphasis on the ability to find a variety of ways through different situations, depending on the character you develop, the choices you make along the way, and your particular playstyle. It's the story elements that are most intriguing at this point, though. E3 also saw the announcement that Keanu Reeves will play Johnny Silverhand, an essential character in the story who mostly exists in the player character's head as a digital ghost. Your relationship with Johnny apparently will pervade the game, and while he'll be in your head most of the time, he won't necessarily always be on your side. It sounds like a thematic encapsulation of what we can expect from Cyberpunk 2077, an ambiguous relationship you'll guide through your choices, with a lot of gray morality mixed in. Releasing date will be this September 17, 2020. Wasteland 3. Inxel Entertainment's Wasteland series is one of the highlights of Brian Fargo's career, the studio founder who is also chiefly responsible for the Bard's Tale series. In 2014, Wasteland 2 was one of the few high-profile crowdfunding successes, and it looks like Wasteland 3 is shaping up to repeat that success when it releases. Inxel promises to deliver a more advanced version of tactical turn-based systems at the heart of Wasteland 2. It's also shifting its setting to snowbound Colorado, which will play hand in hand with a suite of survival mechanics. One of the most enticing aspects is the story-driven multiplayer campaign, with a new dialogue system, courtesy of the writing staff from Torment. Tides of Numenera. The E3 2019 trailer makes Wasteland 3 look slightly more comical than previous outings, so it will be very interesting to see how this meshes with the Torment team's talents for dark fantasy writing. Releasing date will be this May 19, 2020. Dying Light 2. The original Dying Light from Techland was a spectacular blend of parkour-based traversal and hack-and-slash gameplay, wrapped up within the drama of the zombie apocalypse. It was essentially a more realized version of the developer's previous efforts with Dead Island, and it succeeded with showcasing an ambitious sense of scope and brutality while barreling through the ruined streets of Harran. Dying Light 2 continues with many of the original's key strengths for free-form traversal, melee combat, and overwhelming encounters with the undead. While the sequel aims to go bigger, featuring a map that greatly dwarfs the originals, the most significant change coming is its approach to narrative. In Dying Light 2, your actions can irreparably alter the course of the larger story and even change the layout of the world itself. Taking more cues from role-playing games, Techland brought famed RPG writer Chris Avallone on board as a narrative designer, whose past works include Fallout, New Vegas, Planescape, Torment, and Divinity. Original Sin 2. By bringing together the free-form traversal and combat with an RPG-style narrative, Dying Light 2 is already shaping up to be a massive step up from the original that will ensure your actions leave a significant impression on the world. Unfortunately, the releasing date of Dying Light 2 is yet to be announced. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And of course, the bell. Well, this is it, wait for the next video, guys.